Now, you were project development officer in the 1970s. You participated in USAID re-engineering efforts in the 1990s.
I did do that.
And now you teach a couple of the USAID core courses. Have you seen a lot of changes in how USAID plans and executes its programs?
Back to the future? You know, the processes in AID, you know, ebb and flow, and I think there's cycles that we go through. And it is pretty amazing to me at this point to be training people in processes that have gone through so many changes, but somehow look so much like what we used to do. And so it's the ebbing and it's the flow. In the early days, not to get into too much detail here, it was all about projects, and most times they were sector projects. You know, we do an ag sector project, and we do an education sector project, et cetera. And then in re-engineering, what we said is, well, we've got all these projects, but what does it really mean about our ultimate focus in a country? So we really introduced the concept of strategic planning. Projects kind of disappeared. We did our strategic planning, and we went into our procurements. And then what we're doing now is we're saying, you know, we've missed the middle there. Strategic planning and our clear focus of objectives in a country is important, but we need to take that project design back. I mean, Secretary Clinton, in fact, talked about it when she first came on board and came over to AID and did a town hall meeting and said, we're not going to contract out our brains anymore. You know, you guys are going to be doing this planning. We're going to make sure you've got the people you need to do it, which really brought about a lot of influx of new people into the agency. So I would say, yes, you know, there's an ebb and flow to what we require of our people, but at this point, I think we have the best of all worlds. In terms of both thinking strategically, but really re-embracing this concept of project design, not contracting that out to somebody else. So it's been really interesting to see it. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm talking a lot about process because I was a project development officer, I was a program officer, and so I'm talking a lot about what happens inside the agency. But at the end of the day, it's what do you need to do so that you know that you're going to have the most important impact you could possibly have in the field. Can you really reach the beneficiaries? Are you really addressing their needs? Are we really changing the educational profile? Are we really getting girls back into school? Are we getting the boys back into school? They had faced different problems. Are we really increasing agricultural production? I mean, that's the stuff you really care about. So all of these processes and requirements have to do with really getting our thinking clear, digging in and going as deep as we can so that we're really coming up with the right solutions.